Hello, welcome to Woodland Permaculture. I'm Jenny Wood. Today I am starting in on my Urbanite project, and I can tell already this is going to be my least favorite project. I have to dig some more, I have to dig up my paths, and I have to lift heavy concrete, and I have to place it, and it all has to be just right and has to be stable so that you can walk on it, and already it's no fun. So I'm delaying some more work by doing the video. So let me turn this camera around and I'll show you a little bit of what I'm doing. So here's what I've done so far. As you can see, I have to dig into my pathways about 3 inches or so because these blocks of concrete are about 3 inches thick, and I need them to be even with the sidewalk and with the edge over there. So of course this takes more digging. Great. I'm getting a little tired of the digging. And then I place the stones, and that is actually kind of fun. I get to go over to the big giant pile. There's that pile made by the demolishing of that side of the driveway. I get to go to the pile and pick out rocks and that are similar shape, or that like a puzzle piece kind of fits in between the other pieces of concrete. That's probably my favorite part, picking them out and putting them in and seeing that they kind of fit and that they look pretty good. And then I have to, once I place them, I have to smooth out or dig out some more underneath them so that they lay flat and aren't wobbly. Maybe put some rocks underneath some gaps. Here's a place where there are some rocks under there. Let's see if we can see that. I don't know if you can see those rocks under there, but put some rocks under some of them so that they fill in some gaps and keep them from wobbling. And then once I put some dirt back in there, compost, then I'll be able to plant some lovely green plants, maybe with some white flowers. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to start with some more digging today and maybe placing some more stones, and you'll get to see me do that. Thanks so much for joining me. Hey there. Okay, so it's been a few weeks since I worked on this video. I have been very diligently working on my pathways. I've stopped working in the front yard and moved to the backyard because our pool was finished just a few weeks ago, maybe up to 4 weeks ago now. And so it got to be quite urgent for me to get a pathway built around the pool, mainly because of all the dirt all around the pool kept getting into the pool. And so this is what I've been working on in the last few weeks, is trying to get this complete back here so that I can finish up front. And I'm getting close. And I'm sorry I haven't really kept you in the loop for the last few weeks, but it's really not that exciting work. It's hard and kind of arduous, and it's not very creative. In some ways it is. I'll show you what I'm doing today. I'm almost done with the first phase. Hey Alex, here's my buddy. I'm almost done with this first phase, and let me turn the camera around and I'll show you a little bit more. So I started in this area right here, just so we'd have some rocks to walk on to get over to the pool, because we were dragging dirt into the pool every time. And then I got to about out here, and this is where I'm going to stop for now, because this area over here, I'm not quite sure exactly what I'm doing with that. Yes, there's a beach ball and a noodle over there getting all dirty. But at this point, I think I want to just stop right here, and then we'll see what I'm going to do with that area over there before I do any more. And then I've come all the way around here, come up to the house, and then all along the side of the house. And you can see right here there is a space. There's about an 8-foot gap between this section down here. Where's my finger? There it is. This section down here and this section over here that I'm finishing up. And that is because right there is going to be a door. Where all those electrical things are right there, there's going to be a door, and they're going to have to build a little step, a couple of steps right there, so that we can get in and out of the door. So I did not put Urbanite there, and we'll see how that turns out. I still may have to take out some of it. Hey buddy, what you doing? Being lazy? Yeah, as always. And then the last couple of days I've been working on this last section over here. And so to finish this phase, I want to get to the end of the house and build this in right there in the end of the house. And then I'm going to just put a single layer of rocks, concrete around this edge right here. So I'm getting close. And it does take some time because every rock I put down, I have to level the ground underneath it, make sure each rock is level with the ones next to it and is at least somewhat stable so you can walk on it. It's still kind of wonky, and every time I walk on things it messes them up. But eventually, once this part is done and I have all the concrete laid, I'll be putting compost in the cracks in between and then planting little steppable plants. So that's what I'm working on, and I will show you a little bit today of what I'm doing in this area so you can get a better idea of how I'm doing things. The first thing I have to do is lug big hunks of concrete from the front of the house where the driveway was demolished all the way down to the end of there, and that's never fun. I like to have a nice variety of shapes to choose from, so I tend to bring a bunch over here at once so that I can pick and choose to match the shapes that I see along my edge. Right now I have this triangular, this pointy part right here that I want to try and match. So I have a couple of ones that are kind of like triangular, and I'm going to see how those fit. I don't really like that one because it leaves too much extra pointy parts here that I would have to match afterwards. So I don't like that one. Let's see how this one is. This one's a lot better. It matches this shape a lot better and doesn't give me so many things. But of course you notice it's a couple inches higher than the ones next to it. So, like I often have to do, I have to do a little digging. Almost. Need a little bit more. There we go. It's a lot better. I think I need this part. There we go. That's better. And then once I do that, there's always empty spaces underneath. So I got to fill those in with some of the dirt that I dug out. So good. That one's good. So that's basically how I do it. And I'm just going to let you watch me for a bit. I don't know if you can see this. Whoever did the landscaping here before used something that left this plastic netting underneath the top layer of dirt all over the yard, front and back. I've been constantly pulling this stuff up and it's driving me crazy. If anybody knows what this is or what its original purpose might have been, I'd love to know, because it seems completely useless and horrendous. It's plastic. What is, whatever. Hey everyone, I have moved from the backyard, where I think I'm as done as I can be for now, and come up to the front yard where I'm going to continue working on my pathways. So over here you may remember where I was before. I have not made any progress on this side because of my working in the backyard, but we did put out a little bench for our pond. Unfortunately, we're going to have to move the bench for me to finish that pathway. But so I'm not doing that yet. For now, I'm working on my meandering pathway, which starts right here and it goes, kind of curves around. Hi, there's my Biden sign. Yep, I'm a lefty. And then it curves around and goes out to that little space right about, well, there it is. Right about there is where the opening is. And that's my meandering path. And right now I am digging that path. I started yesterday afternoon and got a little more than halfway. And now I'm right about here. And I'm kind of using a new, a little bit of a different process. I'm digging now about 3 inches or so down. I'm getting the big clumps up, but I'm leaving the loose dirt in the bottom. A YouTube video that I watched suggested sand, and I don't want to go buy sand. I have lots of this dirt, and so I'm going to just leave a nice inch of dirt, crumbled dirt on the bottom, which will be how I can help level the cinder blocks once I get them there, or the concrete blocks. So that's what I'm doing now. Once I get it all dug out through that space over there, then I will start laying down some more concrete. So I'll show you some more of my digging and how I'm doing it, and then I will show you about laying down concrete. Are you guys tired of watching me dig yet? I know I'm tired of digging. Okay, I think I got that digging done. I've left a layer of about 1 inch of dirt in there. I like the soft stuff, not the big clumps. And I'm going to take a little break because I'm tired. And then we'll start on the concrete pieces and let's see how that goes. One of the things I learned on the YouTube video that I watched was that you should focus on big pieces as, for the most part, filling in gaps with smaller pieces. These suckers stay put a little easier and stay level. And I'm agreeing, although that's hard work. Well, all right. I've hit a milestone. I have gotten all the blocks laid for my meandering path right here and this part of the path next to the pond. My next step is to contact a guy that was recommended to me for compost so I can fill in all the cracks with compost and then get some plants to put inside. And I will come back to you when I'm at that point. Thanks. Hey guys, I am here getting compost today. Can you see it? Woo! I'm getting a couple of big loads of compost to take home to put in my pathways and on the rest of my garden too. Load it up, buddy. Woo! Yeah, I rented a truck and I brought it out here to a place called Recology, which I hear has great, wonderful organic compost. So yeah, we're all loaded up. Let's take it home. Here I am with my compost. This is my second load and I'm unloading it now. Let me turn the camera around and I'll show you what it all looks like. There's my first load and some of my second load of compost. I think in all I'm going to have about 3 cubic yards, maybe 3.5 if I'm lucky. I'm no good at measuring this. This might be enough for my front yard, but we'll see. My calculations said that I would probably need more like 19 or 20 cubic yards. So we'll see how far this gets me. And at some point I may have to go back and get more. But next up, once I get all this unloaded, I'm going to start filling in the cracks of my pathway with it. All right, so today I have my compost ready, and I'm going to start filling in the gaps, the cracks in my pathway. And once I have those gaps all filled in with compost, I think I'm going to wet it down a little bit to help pack it down, maybe so I can get as much in there as possible. But then I'm going to be able to get my plants to plant in there. I've already ordered some creeping thyme for the front yard, and for the back, I'm getting what she called creeping blue. And so these are both very low growing plants that creep and that will fill in the gaps in between the concrete blocks really nicely. So I'm very excited about that. And I'm really glad to, at least for now, be past all the lifting of big concrete blocks and placing of concrete blocks. I still have some more pathways and places to go, but I'll do those another time once I get different parts of my yard ready to do that. So watch as I do this part. It's very exciting. Hi guys, so it's been about a week since I filled in the cracks of my pathway with compost, and today I get to do the very last step, and I'm so excited. I get to actually plant my creeping thyme in the cracks of my pathways, and then I'll be done. I'm so excited. I have 144 little plants to plant today, and just to make sure that I have enough places to put them and don't run out or anything, I'm going to first come into my little rock bed here, pick out 144 little river rocks, and place them along the pathways in the spots where I want the plants to go. That way I can rearrange them and I can make sure I have enough and I have them spaced out properly before I actually do the planting. I thought of this the other night and I think it's a pretty smart idea. So here we go. You can watch me do that first. Enjoy. Time to plant, and I will have you know that these creeping thyme are the first plants in my entire food forest that I'm planting. This is a moment, guys. They came in these awesome flats. I got a flat of 48 each with these little 6 guys. They are called Thyme White because they're going to have white flowers. And I've got a new Hori Cori that I got just for this. There we go. Isn't that precious? Isn't that so cute? All right. 143 more to go. All right, look at this. I got all of them planted and they look so cute and so pretty. I just love them. I also watered them, and yeah, that's about it. I've watered them, and I got all up in here. Here's the pathway next to the pond and our bench and everything, and I got behind the bench. So they're all done. And here I had a few extras, so I'm looking forward to figuring out where I'm going to put those. I'm going to have to consult my design to see where I'm going to put those. But that's it. I think they look pretty good, and I'm excited about seeing how they turn out when they start to grow and fill in all the gaps. And I noticed as I was pulling them apart that the little tendrils do create more roots. So as those little tendrils, if you get really close, these little tendrils, as they root into the soil, they will just keep growing along all of those little cracks. And eventually it'll look really beautiful. I'm excited. Well, this is my latest big project. It took me several weeks to do this one too, especially because of all of the cement I had to haul. Boy, I'm so glad I'm done with that. But it turned out really well. I'm happy with it. And I still have to plant in the back. I have all of the pathways in the back to still plant, but those plants haven't come in yet. So I'll do those, but I won't make you wait for this video. Thank you guys so much for continuing to join me each time I post a video. I'm really hoping that these are helping some people to learn a little bit about permaculture and about what we do, and about being more sustainable. I know I don't talk enough about it. I really should. This kind of pathway, by the way, I do this instead of just a sidewalk. Like here's just a regular sidewalk, because those cracks allow water to sink in and nourish the soil. So it's much better for the soil, and it keeps water on my property and keeps it from running off the property. And whereas the cement on the driveway and the sidewalk just completely let everything flow off onto the road. And we don't want that. We want to keep our water here on the property so it can nourish all of our plants and it doesn't go to waste. So that's the main permaculture principle that we are applying with this kind of pathway. And the plants are thyme, so they're edible. That's another thing that permaculture likes, is edible plants. And so hopefully this is something that you guys are getting to be a little more interested in. If you have any questions for me, feel free to put them in the comments, or message me or whatever. I'd love to tell you guys more about permaculture and why I'm doing this. And I just love it so much, and I want to be able to talk more about it in future videos. So thanks so much for joining me. Keep up the good work with the COVID. Please keep wearing your masks and social distancing so that we can get this under control until we get a vaccine going. I love all of you guys, and take care, and God bless.